Imagine a normal weekday. You're sitting in the kitchen or stuck in traffic. The sky is clear. And suddenly, a furious white flash fills the entire horizon. This light is 1,000 times brighter than the sun, and the shadows of the buildings fall in a completely wrong direction. All around is deathly silence. No sirens wail, no emergency alerts ring on your phone. There's only a silent, rapidly expanding wall of blinding energy. At that moment, your instinct will kick in, to turn and look at the source of the light. But that very reaction will permanently deprive you of your sight and instantly sign your death warrant. Pop culture has led you to believe a lie, that unless you have $1 billion underground bunker, you're doomed. That's a myth. The people spreading it just want you to give up before the radioactive dust even touches the ground. In this video, I'll show you step by step how to survive a nuclear strike without a bunker, using real-life physics and Cold War-era instructions. But I promise, after this, you'll look at the walls of your house completely differently. Unless you're right at the epicenter, in the zone of absolute vaporization, which is true for 99% of the population, then you can and should survive a nuclear explosion. But this will require iron discipline and adherence to strict protocol. It all starts in the second of the flash. Here, most people make a fatal mistake, forgetting to distinguish between light and sound. The flash is thermal radiation. It travels at the speed of light, instantly. But the blast wave, a veritable wall of compressed air, travels at the speed of sound, approximately 1 kilometer in 3 seconds. If you see the flash, you have mere seconds before the kinetic impact hits. Don't you dare freeze in place. The radiation will boil the fluid in your retinas in a split second, and you'll go blind. Act automatically. Fall face down on the floor immediately. Tuck your arms under your body to protect your palms, and be sure to keep your mouth slightly open. The blast wave causes a wild jump in atmospheric pressure. If your mouth is closed, the pressure difference will instantly rupture your eardrums and lungs. Keeping your mouth slightly open will equalize the pressure and save your organs. Lie down and wait. First, there will be a terrible roar from the blast wave, but don't even think about getting up right away. Wait for the backfire when a colossal mass of air rushes back into the vacuum of the explosion. Lie still until that too has died down. When everything subsides, your main enemy will not be radiation, but shrapnel. Buildings at a great distance from the epicenter will remain standing, but absolutely every window will fly inside at breakneck speed. In modern offices, glass facades turn into tons of deadly shrapnel. As soon as the blast wave has passed, run away from the windows immediately. Your target is the building's geometric center, a blind corridor, a bathroom, or a storage room. Every wall between you and the street is your armor. And here, time becomes your master. You have exactly 15 minutes. A ground explosion vaporizes thousands of tons of earth, drawing them into a mushroom cloud. There, this dust mixes with fission products, and the wind needs time to carry the cloud and dump the toxic ash on the ground. You have 15 minutes of relatively clear air to make your move. Your only goal for those 15 minutes is to run to the densest building nearby or barricade yourself at home. A simple rule of physics, the law of half value, will help us here. Radiation is a flow of energy. To stop it, simply place any dense mass between you and the street. Every material has a layer that reduces the radiation intensity exactly by half. Just 6 centimeters of dense concrete, or about 6 inches of ordinary water, will cut the radiation in half. 2 layers will reduce it by 75%, and 3 layers will leave only 12.5% of the initial inferno. If your home doesn't have a basement, your fortress becomes the cast iron bathtub in the center of the apartment. Start lugging everything heavy there. Pad yourself with mattresses, pile the walls with stacks of thick books, cabinets, and all the bottles of water you can find. By filling a heavy chest of drawers with things, you create local armor that will protect your DNA no worse than a professional bunker. If the flare caught you outside and you had to run through gray dust, your clothes are covered in isotopes. Tear them off, but don't pull them over your head to avoid inhaling the poison. Cut them off with a knife, throw them in a plastic bag, and throw it in a far corner. Afterward, thoroughly rinse off the dirt with regular soap. And remember the most important secret: never use hair conditioner. It's designed to glue hair scales together. If you apply it to a dirty head, it will act like glue, sealing the radioactive dust tightly against your skull and constantly irradiating your brain. Only soap and plenty of clean water. On the second day, the worst stage will begin: thirst. The blackout will cause the tap water to disappear, and panic will drive people outside. But going out in the first few days is suicide. Water in closed pipes is safe. Dust will not penetrate there. Your first hiding place is your water heater. It holds between 50 and 80 liters of the purest water. Turn off the main water supply valve, open any hot water faucet to bleed air, and calmly drain the water through the valve at the bottom of the water heater. The second hiding place is your toilet cistern. Your home's resources are sufficient to prevent you from risking your life on the streets. And now, the most important mathematical law of nuclear physics: the rule of sevens. Radioactive ash is extremely unstable and burns out quickly. Every sevenfold increase in time after the explosion reduces radiation levels by exactly 10 times. If a deadly 1,000 Roentgens per hour is recorded outdoors 1 hour after the impact, then after 7 hours, the level will drop to 100 Roentgens. And after 49 hours, the level will drop another tenfold to a total of 10 Roentgens per hour. The danger has been reduced by 99% from the initial nightmare. That's why the 72-hour protocol is absolute. 3 days is the minimum time you must remain inside your shelter. Give up on the first day, and you'll burn out from radiation sickness. Endure these 72 hours, and the radiation will weaken enough to allow for safe evacuation. Survival during a nuclear strike isn't about an expensive bunker in the woods. It's about pure knowledge and the ability to bend the laws of physics. Those who are prepared aren't paranoid. They simply see the world clearly. You've survived the blast and waited out the ashes. But what do you do when you emerge on the fourth day, when the world you knew is obliterated? In the next video, I'll tell you about 3 silent killers that will wipe out half of the survivors in the first 30 days after a massive EMP strike. Subscribe to stay alive. See you in the next episode.